name's Jason, registered sleep tech, and I got a question from Larry from Lancaster. He says, do I need to use my heated humidity, or do I need to use humidity? The answer is, nah, not really. It's a good idea though. So consider this. Right now, when I'm breathing, my nose is designed, it goes through the turbinates, and it moistens the air so that when it gets to my lungs, it's nice and moist. Your body's used to having humidified air, whether you know it or not. Your nose is humidifying it. If you're a mouth breather, you're not really humidifying it. Throughout the day, you're probably noticing you cough a lot and you have a dry throat. That's if you're a mouth breather. If you breathe through your nose like most people do, and once you get on CPAP, a lot of people who think they were mouth breathers are now nasal breathers, because when your airway is not collapsing, you tend to breathe through your nose. So what happens with CPAP, just pretend like you have a, actually it doesn't matter what kind of mask you have on, but what you have is pressurized air. And so when you breathe in, the air, even though it's not blowing in, when you breathe in, the air is going to blow in, because when you inhale, you suck in, that's creating a void in your upper airway, which the CPAP tries to push in more air to fill in that void, if that makes any sense. When you exhale, it lessens up on the blowing, but that constant pressure is maintained. So even though CPAP doesn't actually like blow in air, it does try to create, or I'm sorry, it tries to get rid of that void when you inhale by moving more air into it. So during those periods, you are having higher amounts of airflow. This is going to overwhelm your nose. Your nose is not meant to breathe in like you got your head out the car window, you know, going 60. It's just not meant for that. So it needs a little help in humidifying the air. And that's where the humidifier comes in. So here's what you got to do. If you use a humidifier, make sure you empty it and wash it every day. I know that sounds like a pain in the butt, but here's what happens. It's dark, it's moist, it's warm because you're heating it up, and then it sits around for a day. Stuff's going to grow in there. I know people are going to say that, nah, hey, you don't need to worry about that. Air's constantly pushing through it through a tube. Well, if you remember good old Louis Pasteur's experiment, where they had the tube that kind of go, twirly whirly, and they heated it, nothing was able to get in there. But when they didn't heat it, even though it was all twirly whirly going down into the beaker, stuff grew. So just because your tube's all twirly whirly and long and whatnot, stuff's still going to get in there. It's dark, it's moist, it's warm, it's cozy, it supports life. Life that would like to be supported in your upper airway and cause you an infection. So do me a favor, and if you do use humidifier, which I recommend, make sure you wash the stuff every day. If you don't use a humidifier, what happens is your nose is going to get dry. From all that air coming through, it's going to dry it out. When anything dries out in your upper airway, your nose gets dry, and then it goes, oh crap, and it inflames. So it's going to get a lot bigger. Next thing you know, you're going to have a dry nose, and you're not going to be able to breathe through it because everything's so inflamed, at which point you're going to go and you're going to start mouth breathing. The CPAP, if you just have a nasal one on, it's not going to be able to get in, and you're basically, your whole therapy for that night is just jacked. So it is best practice to use a humidifier to help offset the air that your nose isn't able to accommodate on its own. It'll moisten it, it'll keep it happy. No, you don't have to think of it as I'm breathing, swamp air or like Atlanta, Georgia air. It's not going to be like crazy muggy. It just adds a little bit of humidity to it. Any little bit helps. So if you don't do it like full bore, which you don't have to, just do it a little bit. You'll notice if you're using humidification, during the summer you're going to use a different amount than you do in the winter. How much is that? I have no idea, because it's different for everyone. Everyone's on a different pressure, everyone has a different climate, be it outside or whatever they have on the inside. So you need to experiment on your own and figure out what works best for you. For me, I like to start the pressure, or not the pressure, but the humidification setting right in the middle. And then from there, you can make little adjustments up or down based on what you're seeing and what you are feeling that you need. All right? Sound good? Now get out there and conquer the world, friends. My name is Jason. I'm the founder of freecpapadvice.com/forum. Please join the website. Please like this video, and please subscribe to our channel. Makes us feel good. It'll make you feel good.